Yeah, at this point, the smoke is still thick in the air. It makes it hard to breathe out here in Berlin as we're surrounded by that forest fire. Officials say about 60 to 70 acres of the forest is still on fire this evening. Now, it did start in the crowns, the top of the trees, and at this point, it's mostly the brush on the forest ground that's on fire. That's why they're saying that the firefighters who are working, especially within the forest, have to rest. They have to get their rest because of the dry conditions. They're often dehydrated.
Air drops have had some success in helping us hold the fire lines. We still do have ground crews that have been working throughout the day.
The fire continues to burn tonight, but officials say they've had some success with the airdrops. Around-the-clock work won't stop anytime soon as firefighters continue to keep an eye on adjacent neighborhoods, but the wind continues to make the fire hard to battle.
The lines that they're clearing up there quickly become covered in leaves again, so they got to do a lot of back work just to keep those edges tidied up.
Berlin's Lamentation Mountain has been on fire for 48 hours now, and at this point it's mostly contained with aerial assistance today from the National Guard.
For the residents in the area, Silver Lake, you're going to see a lot of action.
The over 3,000 gallons of water being dumped on the fire so far has come from Silver Lake.
By putting water on it, it's cooling it down enough that I'm going to be able to get my people in on the ground to mop up the edge and contain it 100%.
And if you're wondering why dumping water on the fire has not extinguished it completely, it's because the ground is so very dry and hot.
Regardless of how much water we drop, we still physically have to have a firefighter go check along the ground for hot spots and or physically dig it up to get those hot spots out. Dropping the water on ground that's already this dry, a lot of that water is just going to run off and not actually penetrate that duff layer of organic material on the top of the forest floor, and that's what's burning right now.
Now, a few things to note. The wind is still whipping out here. You might see my hair go flying because it is very windy, which is making it more difficult for the firefighters and crews that are working on this fire to contain it. But they do say at this point it is contained. Water droppings will begin again tomorrow morning starting around 8:30, and there will be another update at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. They are asking the public, begging the public to not put their drones or ATVs within range of this fire. So please do not bring your drones over it. Don't bring your ATVs through the forest, because at that point, if there are any drones in the air, they have to put all of the helicopters that are working on containing this fire and putting it out on the ground. So that is very important. They're also asking that people not drop off any more water bottles. Instead, bring those water bottles to a local charity or a local shelter, because at this point they are just inundated with donations, which they are so very grateful for, they say. For now, that's the latest in Berlin. Alexa Farrell, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.